Okay, so initially I had two different questions I was going to show you how to do with this, but as I went back and looked over the homework questions, only one of them is actually going to show, only one of this type's actually going to show up. Only one kind of it is actually going to show up in your homework. So it's one that works kind of like this. Instead of having two different factors in the denominator, the denominator is going to be a perfect square. This is going to be something squared like this, x plus 2 quantity squared. Now, when we had two different factors, like x plus 2 times x plus 1 or something, what we would have done is something like a over x plus 2 plus b over x plus 2, all right? You can try to work that out if you want to. The problem is it won't work. You get two of the same equation over again. It just kind of doesn't lead you anywhere. The fact that the factors are the same it just doesn't give you enough information. So don't do that. Instead, do this. A over the original setup, x plus 2 quantity squared, plus b over x plus 2. Now, if you're not familiar with calculus, it's not at all clear why you would want to do this. I guess you just have to trust me on this. It's a little complicated to explain, but even though this one still has a square, the fact that the a is just going to be a whole number, doesn't have the x in it, means that this is going to solve the issue that we're trying to solve. You're going to be trying to solve in this kind of situation in calculus. All right, so once you have this, then you need to also do a different trick. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply both sides of this equation by the denominator, by the original denominator, x plus 2 quantity squared, right? So okay, so over here on the left, the x plus 2 squareds will cancel out, and I get 2x. When I x plus 2 quantity squared times the a term with that in the denominator, again, they cancel out, and I get the a. But for the b term, there's only one x plus 2 in the denominator, right? So when I multiply by x plus 2 quantity squared here, one of the x plus 2's cancels out, the other one doesn't. Okay, so what I get now, so using our same kind of logic we had before, there's only one x term on the right. So it's got to equal the x term on the left, right? And so straight up, this just tells us that b equals 2. Well, that's nice. Now on the left, see, there's no constant term, right? The constant term is 0. So 0 equals, and then my constant terms on the right are a plus 2b. And I already know from over here that b equals 2, right? So 0 equals a plus 2 times 2. Subtract 4, so this is 4, right? 0 equals a plus 4. Subtract 4 from both sides. A equals minus 4. So I think what they're going to actually ask you to do is, I think about this, they're going to ask you to write out the whole thing for this. So your answer for this one is minus 4 for a is going to be minus 4 over x plus 2 squared. And then b is 2 plus 2 over x plus 2. All right. And you know, before I was not paying enough attention. I'm afraid I was solving for a and b. But I think that's really what they're going to want. Is they're going to want you to plug the a and b back in to your original setup like this. All right. So there's our answer for this one. Okay. And that same thing will work for any situation where you have a factor squared, right? So if you, for example, had, I don't know, 3x plus 1 over x minus 4 squared, you can do the same thing. You put your a over the whole original denominator, right? And you put your b over just one factor. All right, just like I did up here. And then just work your way through it. Okay, multiply both sides by the x minus 4 quantity squared, and out it comes. All right, well, that's what we have for this one. I hope you found that helpful. I am available, as always, the rest of the week for as much help as you need. Actually, and all next week, too, for that matter. Have a great week.